Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We are on day 3 of creating your Kaleidoscope Meditation. So, as promised, today I am going to show you exactly how to create your meditation. Really, it's called the Mind Movie. And if you have been here for the previous 2 days, then you know that the purpose of this is to rewire your subconscious mind by watching this mind movie, because it puts you into a state of trance and it bypasses that analytical mind. So while we get started, let me just put out an announcement that I am live, because for the past 2 days I have been getting a lot of people and members in my community saying that they didn't see the live, so I want to make sure that today they get to see it. And I am going to upload the 3-day, hello, good morning. I am going to upload the 3-day training that we've been doing. But I wanted to show you guys a few other things. Let me just make sure that I can put a little announcement out. Let me know in the comments if you have been here for the last few days. It has been pretty cool to see your feedback, and I didn't know that so many people would be interested in the Kaleidoscope Meditation. Been here? Yes, you have. Okay, let me just make sure that I send it out. Thank you guys for the love. So just a little recap. I'll start the recap in a second. Before I started, I'm just sending out a quick message on Instagram so that everybody can know that I am here, because I have been, again, receiving a bunch of messages like, oh, I didn't know you were going live. So I just want to make sure that you guys can see it. Let me just find the channel. I wonder if I can see it through my computer. I also wanted to show you guys how I incorporated hey Sam, thank you for the gifts, my love. Thank you for being here. Remember yesterday I was talking about how I wanted to research using AI, how I can make it a little bit easier for you guys. I was able to do that this morning. So it's going to be even, there's no excuses as to why you can't do it. And I am going to show you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to show you guys in 1 second how it is. I'm not sure why I can't find it. Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure that maybe I will be able to find it. I don't see it, but hopefully I will. Hold on. If not, it is what it is. What can I do? Let me see. Have another protein shake.
I can't. It's really about the radio too.
Oh.
I would actually scream at me when I told them I was having that many.
I mean, but you don't have that all the time.
But I'm having it really consistently now because of the gym too.
Okay, I can't see it, but it is what it is. If anybody here is in my coaching community inside of Instagram, my channel, I think it is, please, if you could just send the message and tell them that I am live on TikTok. I think you guys have the ability to do that. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't find it, and I will just be able to, oh wait. Can I find it? That is so weird. Maybe I can't. All right, we'll just send out the replay, I guess. So for the past 2 days, we've been talking about creating this meditation. And this meditation is really something that Dr. Joe constantly uses. And before, he doesn't do this anymore, but before in his events, he would have people create what is called a mind movie. And a mind movie is really what we've been working on for the past 2 days. It is your vision board, but like on steroids. And I've explained, just like a little recap, when you watch the mind movie, the purpose of it, again, is to bypass your analytical mind. And the reason why you want to do this is because in our analytical mind, think of it as your ego mind, or your, I want to say, like earthy mind, where all the limitations exist, all the self-sabotage, all can't send message to everyone. Oh, okay, my love. Thank you for trying. Thank you so much. So all the limitations, everything that really holds us back from really believing that we can achieve something. And usually what holds us back, we know, is patterns or information. Hello, my love, welcome. That have been stored in our nervous system. And it's just information. It's just information, what we have been programmed with. But that information can be really binding. It can be really strong, and it affects us in different ways. It's for women, especially, I want to say like Latin women. One of the things is we have to work really hard to achieve success or to have abundance. It can't come easy with us. For us, it's almost like a badge of honor. The harder it is, the more worthy I am of it, right? So, and again, we don't have to go into where did that originate from, because we can get stuck in that forever. Haven't you seen that yesterday on Instagram, I received so many messages because I share what I'm going to share with you guys today. I think that once we started like developing this higher level of consciousness, where we're like, okay, yeah, maybe we are powerful, and we started, science has been able to kind of demystify like the mystical, and now we know more about our thoughts truly generate our results, all of these things. Then the next like era or wave was of healing. I have to heal my mom, I have to heal my dad, I have to heal my ancestors, I have to heal my whole life, I have to do all these things. And I am not saying that they aren't beneficial, but if we think about it like this, the more we spend time trying to heal our past and not living in the present moment, the longer it's going to take us for us to see a difference in our life. Because if we are ingrained in that roller coaster of I have so much to heal, what I'm doing is I am energizing all those limiting beliefs. I'm giving stronger reasons to my unconscious mind as to why I can't receive wealth, why I can't be healthy, why I have to struggle, why I have to self-sabotage. We're just making it bigger or more real in our life. And sometimes we don't realize this, and we can spend years trying to heal, whether it's therapy, talk therapy, coaching, of healing our ancestors, our mother wound. And I'm not saying that there isn't a place for that. If that is what you feel called to, the only question that I would invite you to ask yourself is am I feeling called to heal all of my life because I feel disempowered by that I can't heal myself right now, that I have other reasons why I can't receive at the moment, or why I can't change my own energy. And I have seen this even in Dr. Joe, like people that go to Dr. Joe many times, it's not like many times it isn't like a one-time fix. And I think more than anything is because we continue to energize the reasons why this can't happen to us, or why that can't happen to us. Or if we're like super motivated and we start meditating, or we start doing things that make us feel good, the moment that resistance comes up, we're like, oh yeah, forget it, I'm not gonna do that. or oh, I missed the day, so that must mean that I'm not a good person and I have to go back to whatever it was that I was trying to change or improve or whatever. So, and I share this because there has to be a moment in time that I've said this many times before, and it is when we hit rock bottom, there's no better space to be in, because we literally let go of everything and we're like, there's nothing to lose, or there's nothing to really hold me back, right? There's no fear, there's nothing to lose. So I share this because when you're doing your mind movie, the science behind it, which should be encouraging for you to continue to practice, is that science shows that we have access to whatever we want to feel. We have access to reprogramming our mind, so much so that our unconscious mind, which is responsible for 95% of the way that we feel, the way that we act, how we react, it only believes what you say it and how you feel. It doesn't judge whether it's true or not true. It can't. It doesn't have the ability to do that. It really goes based on what you constantly feed it. That's why you can reprogram your subconscious mind. So just keep this in mind when you're doing your mind movie. Something else that I wanted to share with you guys is, let me see how I can explain this in a way that is really simple. If you believe in quantum physics, if you believe in, if it resonates with you that, yeah, you know what, maybe I do have the power to somehow empower my life or change my life or better myself or whatever it is, then one of the things that is really important is that, and this took me a while to understand, I'm going to explain it to you and then you guys are going to tell me if you understood it or not. So I guess the principle behind quantum physics and manifestation and the whole 9 yards, and if you see the back of my camera, it's because I'm going to show you guys in a little bit the Canva and the AI on how to do your mind movie and the whole 9 yards, and that's the only way that we were able to figure out how to share my screen. So the principle of like quantum physics or manifestation or the whole 9 yard is really that, again, I'm going to repeat this 100 times, that every living thing has an electromagnetic field. It's a field of information, literally information, that vibrates at a certain speed. That's where the term high vibe and low vibe comes from. And that field of information stems from the magnetic pull of the heart and the electrical pull or electrical output of the thoughts, consciousness of what you're thinking. And it is invisible, but it's almost like you are walking around with a billboard of, I believe I'm enough or I believe I'm not enough. I feel disempowered or I feel empowered. I am at peace or I'm constantly worried. Whatever it is that our internal beliefs are. So the basics, I guess the principle behind this is that we really are atoms vibrating. And we are never still, even though we think we're separate, there's no separation. And within that no separation, imagine that there was lines that you can think of as frequencies, right? And they are constantly around us. They're invisible, but they're invisible to our eye because of the speed of light, but they are there. And they carry information, and within this invisible web, we can choose whatever emotion, whatever thought we want. That is why it's called infinite field of possibilities, because a possibility is just a thought. So it's so cool to know this, because if you're like, I am feeling so disempowered or not enough or whatever it is that you say, and then you realize, wait a minute, in this field, imagine it was like a football field and we're all in it and we're all connected, but we just can't see it because it's faster than the speed of light. There is the emotion of gratitude, there's the emotion of joy, there's the emotion of presence, there's the emotion of, thank you so much for the gifts and the loves, guys, thank you. There's any emotion that you want. And just listen to this, because this is incredible to me. Just with the action of closing your eyes and tuning in. Tuning in is just feeling, because you can't touch the vibration or the information or the feeling, which is all the same thing. But if you close your eyes and you imagine that there is, or tune in to a space outside of your physical body that goes into a void, there's no wrong way of doing this, so don't get caught up in that. And you ask yourself, what would the frequency of love feel like? And you allow yourself to just tune in. Tune in is just feel. What would the frequency of gratitude feel like? What would the frequency of presence feel like? You are actually making contact with that information, that field, that frequency. Many times we're like, oh, but I don't feel anything. And remember that it's not that you can't feel, is that you may have been so disconnected from those feelings that your body takes a little time to kind of recognize that feeling. When you meditate, you start recognizing those feelings, and those emotions start becoming a little bit more present. You can feel it a little bit more. Another thing is, when you are meditating, you are disconnecting from this space, time, and moment. And that just means that you are, what connects us to this space, time, and moment is our feelings and our sense. Our sense of seeing, of smell, of touching, of taste. So when I close my eyes and I just tune in to that space, that frequency, that void outside of my body, I am disconnecting for a few moments of what is happening here, what I'm seeing here, what I'm smelling here. And in that disconnection, I'm also disconnecting or getting my current emotions and circumstances to a place of neutrality, right? Because I'm not focusing on the calls I have to make, the bills I have to pay, the meetings I have to attend, the coworker I don't want to see, the children driving you crazy, whatever it is. You are literally disconnecting from that moment and space for a little bit. And you have the ability, everybody does, every single human being has the ability to tune in to a different frequency, a different feeling. And science backs this up. It says that when you imagine the word, for example, gratitude, and when you start breathing into your heart, your blood pressure starts going down, you start calming your nervous system. And if you imagine the word gratitude, like if it was in your heart, when you breathe in and out, what you are doing is allowing all of your body, imagine this, right? What we said before, to be almost like inundated with gratitude. Every cell in your body, every organ, every tissue, every bone, every muscle, every ligament, the whole 9 yards. It's that simple. We usually don't do it constantly because we are in a space where it seems too good to be true. We are really, really addicted to the stress hormones, the cortisol and adrenaline. The moment that you start silencing yourself, it starts feeling a little bit uncomfortable. That is why the majority of people say, I can't meditate. Because when I sit and I meditate, I hear, like, I get so many thoughts. I feel that I have to go use the bathroom. I feel that I'm wasting my time. I don't feel anything. And I get this urge to get up from meditation. The reason why you're getting that urge to get up from meditation is because you are giving your body a little bit of a taste of what no stress and silence is. And that means going in the complete opposite direction of what the body is accustomed to receiving. And the brain, since it's an artifact of the past, is literally screaming inside saying, this feels like a threat because it feels unknown or uncomfortable. All it is, keep this in mind, is just your body thinking that because you are in silence for a few minutes, there's a threat, and only because it feels uncomfortable. This is something that you can overcome, and this is something that if you set the intention, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do this for 10 minutes, there's going to get to a point where your body literally is going to be like, okay, nothing is happening. And the next day when you sit, the body isn't going to struggle as much. And the next day when you sit, the body isn't going to struggle as much. And just when you're about to really start enjoying your meditations, the body might rebel again, like, hey, this is so weird, there's something going on. And all you really have to do is let go of the thoughts. Because you have thoughts during your meditation, it doesn't mean you're doing a bad meditation. It literally is like your child. I don't know if you guys are moms, but let me know in the comments if you're a mom. because it is the same concept. My youngest one is going to be 11, and she can cry and scream and do whatever she wants. I am not going to give her sugar at 8 o'clock in the morning because I know that's not good for her. That is exactly how your body feels when you sit in meditation for a few minutes and you're not used to it. Mom, yes, me too. That's the same, it's the same concept. And it feels disturbing and it feels uncomfortable. But for you to create something that you've never had, you're going to have to go through that uncomfortable spot. And again, I always say that the reason why it being in like a moment where you're like, I tried everything and nothing works is so powerful, is because when you're in that moment, you're like, whatever, I have to just do this because I have no other choice. I've tried everything and nothing works, or whatever it is. Also, when you're in meditation, what happens is that this is what I shared on Instagram yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but before, what was glamorized was being a boss babe, right? And I could do everything on my own, and I'm such a boss babe, and the whole 9 yards. And that led to a massive, massive burnout. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of like the neuroscience behind that, or the quantum physics explanation, because I love to talk energy. When we are trying on our own to do something, we're using something called matter to matter, which means I have to wake up super early and I have to work 16 hours a day and I have to burn myself out, and we put in the same box results with effort, right? Like extra effort, and only those that really end up burnout are really making it in life. And then then I guess another level of awareness came about. And that second level of awareness was, wait, there has to be a better way. I don't think that manifesting our desires is meant for us to feel completely burnt out, emotionally disconnected, disconnected from our body. I don't think that's it. And then the new kind of era came about, and it is about embodiment and identity work and authenticity, and the whole 9 yards. And along with that came, I am completely burnt out and I need to let go of my business. I need to let go of my responsibilities, and I need to quit everything, and I have to go on a sabbatical to Africa. That's exactly what I said yesterday. And so many women reached out and said, thank you for saying this. And really what I said was, you can heal as you build a business. You can heal as you grow. You can heal as you are a present mom. You can heal as you still do your everyday responsibilities, because how realistic is it that you're going to say, I need to heal and I'm going to take off everything and I'm going to go for a year on a sabbatical or whatever it is. And something that I'm going to share that maybe you don't like, but doesn't matter to me, is that when I went through a burnout season, and I've shared this with you guys before, one of the first things that I realized was my burnout and being emotionally disconnected really came from the habits that I had and the things that I was doing. And that took a while to admit to myself. I shared this before and I'll share it again without any shame. I was at my daughter's horse class, and I don't know how I realized this. And I said, you know what, this constant burnout, this constant not being able to focus, to be creative, to feel joy must come from what I'm doing. And when I looked at my phone, I was spending 6, 7, 8 hours. And some could argue, well, I work on my phone. I work on my phone as well. I have 2 businesses that are very high demanding businesses, but the majority of the hours I wasn't working on my business. I was endlessly scrolling because it brings dopamine to the brain, a very cheap, bad dopamine that literally keeps the body in a state of being stuck, because all you are evoking in those emotions with the scroll, oh, I should be further ahead, or my body should look like hers, oh, my house should look like that, or I should, whatever it is. And then I realized for a second, if I was to use half of those hours to do things that would keep me regulated, Reading a book regulates your nervous system. Going for a 20-minute walk regulates your nervous system. Eating really good food regulates your nervous system because there's no stress in the body. Meditating, medicine. I thought to myself, damn, if I was to use those, let's say 4 hours in the day instead of 8 that I was online, doing things that would regulate my nervous system and allow my energy to flow and be recycled by my body, which is our nature, who would I be? What would I do? What would I be able to believe in, right? Because remember I told you at the beginning of this that what connects us to reality is our senses. So if all day I am on my phone like this, endlessly scrolling and comparing myself or thinking why I'm not that person or have that body or have that house or whatever it is that we do, and that image is feeding my unconscious mind and generating emotions in me, no wonder I am depleted. No wonder I am burnt out. No wonder I have no creativity. No wonder it is hard for me to feel emotionally available for my children, because that cheap form of dopamine from the phone makes us addicted to the same cheap form of dopamine. So now it is hard. There's a study that says that we have the attention span of a goldfish. 3 seconds. 3 seconds before we scroll. That's where, oh, your hook, if your hook is not in 3 seconds, people are going to scroll past your video. All of this, I'm sure you've heard it. That makes sense. Yeah. Have you heard that? Like the hook, the 3 second hook. If you don't do this, if your video doesn't hook someone in 3 seconds, then it's done. Right? That is it. Mika, am I saying it right? Mika, thank you for the follow, my love. Thank you guys for the love and for the follow and for the gifts. Thank you so much. So, and for me, you don't have to do this, right? Like, hello, my love, welcome. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. But for me, it made a big change because I was like, damn, I'm wasting my time. I really don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to look back and think like, oh, I spent all this time wasting my time on this and not being emotionally available for my children, for myself, creating the impact that I want. And I think that that's kind of what we are seeing now. Like, that's what the selling point is. Like, oh, yes, a new identity, a new embodiment, and you have to take off and you have to do all of this. And no, you don't have to take off and you don't have to do anything else than become conscious of the habits that you have, because that forms our personality. If you take a good look, and you don't have to do this all day. This is not like a sentence. It's just an awareness. Okay, what am I doing all day? Where is my attention going to? Where is my consciousness, which is attention, going to? And you're going to realize, oh, okay, no wonder. That's why I feel burnt out. That's why I feel disconnected. That's why I feel the way that I feel. That's why I have no creativity. And I want you to know that every single time you think you have a thought, it generates a little bubble of energy. And the more you think of something, the more you energize it, or the bigger you get. When you are in survival, you can't think different than how you feel. There's going to be no solution to your problem. You can't. It's a physiological thing. Your body thinks there's a predator coming after you, and you are focused on that problem and the lack of solutions. And if you are not doing things that really truly put you into alignment, whatever that means for you, it's going to be hard to get out of that, and you're just going to feel more stuck and more burnt out and more overwhelmed and more compared to life and less impact. Back then, when I worked 10-hour shifts in corporate, I came home and have my me time by being on my phone. I was so disconnected. Yeah, and it's a normal thing. I feel like there's no judgment because this is what everybody does, right? Like, there's just, when I started the challenge of quitting the phone, there was moments that I literally was on the phone scrolling, and I was like, how did I get here to scroll? It's a pattern. The more you repeat something, it creates a neural pattern in your brain, and you just do it almost automatically. So there's no judgment, and if you're like, Vanessa, I can't quit scrolling 3 hours, it's okay. Just be mindful and don't scroll in the first moment of the day, because don't reach for your phone. That's a huge one, because that's when you're highly suggestible, and that's when you have a moment of magic to literally put a blueprint of what you want your day to be. This is not woo-woo. This is not cliche. I don't care if you believe it or not. This is science, and it actually works. And imagine for a second what you could do if you use that energy that is going to waste to impact other people, to grow your business, to have that ambition that you have within, like, realized in something, right? I don't know. Honestly, I think if I would have not done that, it would have been hard for me to do what I've been doing in my business for these past almost 2 months. It would have been difficult because I didn't have energy and I needed to, I guess, regain that energy, bring it back from somewhere. So that's just a little, a little talk or a little share on really what has helped me. Before I get into the Canva and the AI and all that, I'm going to show you. Another thing I want to say, the reason why Prosper Mama was founded, why I created it, is because I believe that every mom should be so successful, and more than anything, because that gives you the power to have opportunities or to make decisions in your life that influence your children. And now more than ever, with AI and everything that is going on, it is so much more accessible and easier for anyone in any field to be able to grow a business or make extra income or really have a solid side hustle if that's what they wanted in any area that they want. There's so much opportunities. And imagine those hours that maybe you're doing things, and this goes for everything. The time that I spend criticizing somebody else or speaking bad about somebody else or doing things that we know, we're adults, we know that are not really in alignment. If you were to use that time, that energy, that resource to do something, to create something, to impact someone else, even if you are a healer or a coach, to better your skills, to help other people, like, I don't know, that makes me super excited. I bought a planner to schedule my days, even my time on my phone. Yes, that's a great start. That is such an amazing, amazing start, guys. Like, be mindful, And something else that I wanted to share was, at the beginning of the video, I started to tell you guys how I love all healing modalities. I'm really into quantum physics and energetics and chakras. And if you know me for a while, that's my jam. But when I finally understood the power of the heart, I understood that when we activate our heart, we are no longer really bound by what we see in front of us. We really energize the vision of where we want to go, who we want to be. We really believe that can happen for us. And then recently, I read a book, Everything Happens in Perfect Timing, The Surrender Experiment. And he speaks about how he talks about the heart. In the Surrender Experiment, he doesn't talk so much about the heart. He talks about the flow of life. In his second book, The Untethered Life, he goes a little bit more into detail about the resonance of the heart and the whole 9 yards. He, just so that you guys know, in case you want to read it, he built a multi-billion-dollar medical empire by surrendering to the flow of life. He didn't want to do that. All he wanted to do was stay in solitude in his meditation. And one day he decided that he would go with the surrender experiment, meaning the flow of life, and whatever came to him, he would accept it and do it with his whole heart. And he talks about, I saw the surrender experiment like surrendering to God's will, right? Without us interfering, because what better plan for us than that? And he did it, and he built this huge empire. It's so inspiring and so beautiful. It's called The Surrender Experiment. And I want to share a little bit of what happened in complete honesty. When I started to read that book, I was like, I want to do this. And everything started to kind of change really fast, in the sense that, whenever like a problem or something would come up, I would just be like, surrender to the flow of life. And surrender to the flow of life is like, I'm not going to use my energy to worry or anything like that. And very shortly after I read that book, very shortly, I want to say maybe a few days after, there was an opportunity that came up in a field that my background is in construction. And I never thought I would go back into that because I love what I do. And I was kind of reluctant to go back into that field. I was like, oh my God. And I remembered that book, Surrender to the Flow of Life. And I was like, okay, if this is where I have to be right now, then I'm going to do this wholeheartedly, right? I wasn't looking for it. I didn't necessarily want to do that. I love my coaching community, and I just love the chill vibe that I have and in my work. And I was like, oh, I did this for many years. I'm 40 years old, and I was in construction since I was 19 until I was like 30. So it was 32. So it was a long time. And I really never left it because I would do like little consulting jobs here and there and the whole 9 yards. And I was like, oh, do I want to go back to that, right? Like, do I want to do that? And I kept on repeating to myself, oh, the flow of life, like surrender to the flow of life, the flow of life. And this literally happened 40 days ago. And what happened in those 40 days, I swear on my life, there's no other way of saying it. And you can believe it or not, is something that I would have never been able to accomplish on my own. There had to be some type of divine intervention. There had to be some type of surrender to the flow of life. There had to be, because it's unexplainable. And I'm not going to get into details because I think that's, I started reading, yay! Because that's like not, the case. The case, things like somebody wanted to invest in our company and this person came out of nowhere, and this person ended up being like a multimillionaire. And because in the exact industry that I'm in, you need a lot of cash flow at the beginning because they usually pay you invoices 60 or 90 days out, and you have to put up a lot of capital at the beginning. And we weren't looking for that person necessarily. It just kind of happened. We took really big risk to the point that, let me just share a little bit. I had payroll for 40 people, and it was on Wednesday, and I had to run payroll before Friday, and I didn't have the money. It was a lot of money. I didn't have it. And on that Wednesday, I knew it was coming up, and I kept on surrendering to the flow of life. I'm like, what are we going to do? I'm not going to lie and say like, oh, I was just not doing anything. I was thinking in my mind like, okay, maybe I can ask this person, or maybe I can go through this place, or maybe I can go through that place, or I was kind of like, but I wouldn't let myself get to a place where I was like, oh my God, this is out of control. And it just happened. There's no other way of explaining it. And it was really the flow of life. So if you want to read that book, I highly suggest you read it. Everything happens at the right time. I had that book in my bookshelf because you guys know I love books for a long, long time. And my coach, she said, Vanessa, read this book. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to read it. Literally, like, oh, whatever, I'm going to read it. And it really helped. So it's called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. Incredible man. I was like, wow. Because for somebody to beat Dr. Joe Dispenza, for me, it takes a lot. So it was worth it. Okay, I am going to show you guys a little bit about kind of like what we were doing yesterday. Yesterday we did the meditation, we inputted our mind movie inside of Canva. And you guys know that the first parts of Canva, I'm going to show you guys so that I'm not talking so much, but rather showing you. And then I'm going to show you how I did AI to create a GPT and a workbook and a whole landing page and everything with bonuses that I'm going to put out. And in case you're thinking about doing something similar, it didn't take me a long time. But let me show you guys. Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure that, do I have another tripod in case we need to make this a little bit bigger? I do. Hold on. I'm going to bring my coffee. Please tap on the screen so TikTok doesn't think that I left. And I'm going to bring my coffee and we are going to get started. And then I'm going to bring my Healy after we're done this, because I promised you guys that there was no rush today. And I'll choose someone from you guys, from the audience, from the viewers, to get like a chakra reading if you guys want. Hello, my love. How are you? Give me a second. I'm going to bring my coffee and I'll show you guys everything we did. Okay. So, hello. Okay. So the first thing, let me see if I can go into, I'll share my screen in 1 second into Canva. Okay. Let's see if you guys can see this. And I'll make myself small so you guys can see it. Okay. Can you guys see it there? Let me move my background a little bit. Oops. So I'm not all up in your face. I think that's good enough. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you guys can see it, right? Tap on the screen if you guys can see it, please. Okay, perfect. So yesterday what we did was I feel like I'm so up in your screen, in your face. It's funny. Okay, here. There we go. So yesterday what we basically did was, remember that this first part is called the kaleidoscope, which, by the way, this is how our cells really vibrate within. It's patterns upon patterns. It's crazy. And remember that when you're doing your mind movie, when you wake up or before you go to bed, you want to gaze into the center, which induces a trance-like state, right? It's like an induced state. It just means highly suggestible. You're no longer in stress. You are in the present moment, and your analytical mind is being quiet, and you are believing in that future that you haven't yet seen. So here we saw that you will be able to, you can put the music that you want. I do suggest that between the kaleidoscope, there's a certain music, the same one, Heart Opener would be amazing by Neural Beats. And then if you want something a little bit faster for your visions, like for your manifestations, that would be great. I showed you guys how to do them. You can just get here in Elements. In the element tab, you can just literally search for whatever it is that you want, and you just put it here. Something that is really good as well is that on these, and let's see if I can do it. So I'm not like a Canva person. I actually dislike anything that has to do with design or illustrations or anything like this, but for the purpose of creating a mind movie, your affirmation, right? You want to make sure that your affirmation, and I'll show you the AI that I created to help you create a personalized affirmation, is going to go here. So literally this is how mine look. And you can, my perfect vacation in Bali. And this is for Ginger because this is what she wanted to do. So there you go. It's my perfect vacation in Bali, or my dream vacation, or I am living my, I am so grateful, which actually is the proper, I guess, way to write an affirmation. I am so grateful that I get to live my dream of having a beautiful vacation in Bali where I connected and felt so energized, right? So you would put each of them on top of your image, your video. I actually like to make this, wait, where is my borders, effects, background, and then I like to do it in yellow, because you know how they say that yellow is the like perfect background to energize your goals. And then you can do it in red if you want to. This is just my personal preference. You don't have to. So you're going to do that for each of your videos which have your manifestation, whatever it is. And you're just going to do the same exact thing. Oh, I should have copied the style. So let me just do it here, but there we go. And then you can just change the background. It doesn't matter how you want to do it, right? It doesn't matter. You can play with it if you're like a Canva person. I'm not, but you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so you're gonna do it. Remember that the movies, like the manifestations that you want to make sure that they are about 7 seconds. What we want at least 45 seconds is the kaleidoscope, and we want it to go to 0.5, because remember that this originally from Canva, I think it gives it to us in 1. Look at the difference between 1. Hold on. It's pretty fast. You want it to go a little bit slower. I said 0.5, but you can also do 0.75, because what you want to do is induce a trance-like state. And then this one was just because I said that I wanted a Pilates body, so we put it there, set video as background. Oops. And then again, like, I am so grateful for my strong and healthy body, and complete every cell in my body is vibrating with health and energy, whatever you want, right? And then after you're done with your videos of something that means something for you, take your time and do this. I prepared something in with a GPT and a whole thing, so that you can really take your time, maybe over the weekend, and do this. You want to put a picture or a video of something that can evoke an emotion in you. This is not about how fast you do it, or doing it with however much energy you bring into this is really what you're going to get. And imagine for a second that this is actually true, that it does lower your brainwaves, that it does help you manifest your desires. Like, how much attention would you pay to this? So you want to add about 5 to 6 videos that represent what you want: a healthy body, a new home, your vacation in Bali, a united family, whatever it is, right? Loving and present mom, your meditation, it doesn't matter, whatever you desire. And then you end it again with the kaleidoscope. You end it again, preferably the same one. And then there's music here that is different than the music here. This is faster. This is slower. Right? Okay. So, and then all you have to do is you are going to download this, and you're going to download, I guess I'll download it as a video, and then you just press download, and it's going to download to your computer. I believe there is, and again, you can make this longer if you want, it doesn't matter. I believe there is a way that let me see, is it this one? You can even put your own pictures and make it into a video with the background remover. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. It's not my thing, but there's just a lot you can do. And then I play on repeat, because you want to watch this about 7 minutes a night. That's all you need. But you want to make sure that it just repeats and repeats and repeats. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the love, and thank you for the shares and the gifts and everything else. Thank you very much. Okay, so here is it this one? In Chat GPT, yes. So you are going to have, where's the link? Anyone with the link? Save, and let me copy the link. Okay, so here in Chat GPT, you are going to have, I made this GPT for you, which allows you to, I don't know why I can't see it, but I have to, it's so weird. So, here, ay, Vanessa, I got out of it. My GPTs, let's see. It will go, yes. Okay, so here in this GPT, it is going to allow you to, let's see. Hello, I want to create my mind movie. Let's see how it goes. So it's going to give you questions that you're going to be able to ask yourself, so that you get really, really clear on what it is that you want to create, what images you want to upload, what emotions you want those images to evoke, right? So what does your body feel like? Who are you waking up? who are you waking up? Tell me in as much sensory detail as possible. What does a day in your life look like? And this is your future self, which, by the way, remember we said that it already exists, right? So you're gonna be able to write this out, write all of this out. As you're doing this, what you're doing is I'm gonna share the link. And then it's gonna walk you through it. And when you do this, what is happening is you are doing something called metacognition, which is active visualization. So you are literally, it's like if you were bringing energy to that future self that you want to embody, manifest, whatever you want. So then after you have, okay, so who are you with? What does it, my day starts with intention. Let's just walk a little bit through it so that you can see. With intention, I meditate, have a nourishing breakfast. What else? Do my walking. That's just simple. You just ask ChatGPT, hi, I want to create my mind movie. Or hello, and it's gonna ask you, hi, welcome, are you here to create your mind movie? So I can already feel the groundedness and devotion in this rhythm. Let's expand the scene together. So it will help you go deeper, because we want to be super, super clear. During your meditation, what are you connecting to or receiving? Your nourishing breakfast, literally getting really, really clear. It's going to walk you through all of it. If there's any self-sabotage, if there is anything that you respond that ChatGPT thinks is holding you back, it's going to tell you. I literally programmed it this morning exactly to do that. So this is like a little coaching session for free, and also a clarity session. You're going to feel really good after this. Okay, so are we good so far? Let me know if we're good so far. Okay, and then is my gamma here? Yes. Okay, and then in gamma, you are also going to get a workbook. This was all done this morning, and the workbook is open-ended questions. So it has neuroscience questions, right, that are designed to really help you like start thinking and activating new pathways in the brain, and it's super cool. It's gonna tell you your embodiment tracker, how do I feel, my old thought, my new thought, the whole 9 yards, right? Because again, like here, analytical pattern identification activates the prefrontal cortex, and we want that. And it's almost like you're teaching the body, yes, go ahead, continue doing what you're doing, Perfect. Okay, we're good. Ruth says, Jesus is the future. Jesus is the only way, truth, and the life. Amen. I believe that as well, so let me approve your comment. It does not bother me at all. It's actually beautiful. Thank you for being here. Okay, so you do that. It shows you the music that you want, the powerful words that you can add: courage, grace, abundance, visionary, leader, loving partner. It just really helps you like get clarity. And then it also helps you rewire any sabotage behavior or path or journey or whatever. It helps you create your own daily mantra practice, which I think it's so cool. Mirror work is super powerful. You have the power to actually direct your thoughts, and your cells listen. And epigenetics says this. So that is super cool, wonderful, the whole 9 yards. So you're going to create your mantra. You are also going to be able, if you want, to create your own meditation. And then, okay, before we get into magnetic identity, which we'll talk about in 1 second, let me just show you a little bit more. Where is my lovable? Okay, So this is really going to be, you can do the GPT, you can do your mind movie completely for free. If you want to go a little bit deeper and get templates or deeper instructions, then I put everything together for $7, a daily embodiment, mind movie templates, transformation PDF. You do not need this. If you can do this completely on your own with everything that I've given you. If you want to go a little bit deeper, then you can get this. It's like a one-time thing and you keep it forever. And basically what this serves more than anything is for accountability. So you would go into your, hold on one second here. You would go into your back office daily and really check off what you did and how you showed up, and if kind of a roadmap. Okay, this is what happened today and this is how I felt, because we want the body to get, again, what we're doing is instilling a new belief, a new habit, a new pathway. So the more you're like repeating it, because the brain loves repetition, so the more you're repeating it, the more you're going to anchor it. So if you're like, you know what, I need that little piece of accountability, then you go in there. It's like a few clicks, and it's just like, okay, today I did all of this and I felt really good and really energized. And then the day that you don't feel energized or don't feel so good and don't do it, it's not about judging yourself. It's about just being like, oh, okay, when I do those things, when I do show up for myself, I do feel different. So it's like, okay, let me do it again tomorrow. That's what it is. It's not about any judgment or anything like that, just so that you can keep on track with that. And then it also has, let me show you here. So one of the things that I want you to know is when somebody says, oh, identity work, embodiment comes before manifesting anything that you want. That's why a lot of people get stuck there, because they think it's first you see it and then you believe it. It's the complete opposite. First you believe it and then you see it. And that is what embodiment is. It is adapting the habits of that person that future self has, whether it's confidence or authenticity or showing up without having to be perfect, without, a clear example of this is before I thought like, oh my God, I always have to be aligned. I always have to be meditated. I always have to be in the best mood. I always have to be this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's not embodiment. Embodiment is I'm still an amazing coach. I'm still a successful entrepreneur, even if sometimes I'm tired or sometimes I'm out of alignment, or if I struggle with giving my best and being fully present today. That's what it is. It's not hiding when you feel that way. That's all it is. It's not judging yourself, because your internal, the way you speak to yourself, your internal thoughts shape literally your identity. 100%, 1,000,000%. If anything, this is like a journey of self-love more than anything else. So when somebody says we're going to embody something and choose a new identity, what you really want is for your identity, the new one, to be magnetic. And a magnetic identity has nothing to do with the outside. How you look, where you live, what you have, what you don't have, has nothing to do with that. It means a woman that has an open heart. And it's literally an open heart, because your heart is the energy center in the body that literally holds the magnet in the body. That is why it's the most important energy center there is. When you're living from your heart, when you're surrendered, when your heart is open, yes, teaching ourselves to truly love every single part of us. Yes, exactly. I think we've been so accustomed to teaching ourselves not to love every part of us and to judge it and to be so afraid of what someone else is going to think and the whole 9 yards. And this is like the complete opposite of it. Inside of my membership, the school community, which is free, you can join. Before I teach neuroscience or how to grow a business using AI or how to be a better coach or how to increase your confidence, I realized, wait a minute, before they know all of this, if they aren't really clear on the identity work and the embodiment, they're not going to be able to hold any type of success or wealth or whatever it is, because I have seen it. Not only have I seen it, but I have lived it myself. Yeah, I've had women tell me they want to be and look like me, and I say no, be like your authentic self. Yeah, but it's also so cool that, because usually people buy you first before they buy whatever it is that you sell. So that also receive it, right? In a way of like, there's something in me that is resonating with them. And the invitation is for also validation for you that you're doing whatever it is that you have to do, so that somebody can receive that. It's almost like you're bringing light to their path. So also receive that, because that's beautiful as well. And okay, so when somebody talks about being magnetic, it's not about like how you look and how you are inspiring others. Yeah, that's what she's doing, inspiring others. It is about a heart opening. And a lot of people don't know this, but when you open your heart, you are in the perfect place scientifically for manifestation. Because an open heart or a magnetic woman, it's not about how they speak, it's not about how they look, it's not about anything else. It literally is someone that is, an open heart is somebody that is living off emotions of gratitude and joy and presence, and her inner dialogue is of grace and compassion and love. It's not of, oh my God, I have to look like this, or I have to be like this, or what if they say this, or what if I'm not enough, or what if I... So doing all this work, the end result is for you to truly start feeling magnetic. And the cool part about that is that you start seeing better emotional regulation is the first one. You're just more like in the present moment. And validation, like things start happening, which is so incredible and so cool. And from there, holding on to different levels of wealth or abundance or health, or showing up for yourself out of an act of self-love, becomes something a lot more easy to do. It's not a struggle, it's more something easy. Love is the highest frequency. It truly is. We just forget, right? So this is basically it. I am going to put the 3 coaching videos together on my YouTube later on today. I will share them in the school community if you want to watch them. And you're going to be able, I'll include the ChatGPT, the GPT link. The GPT is completely free. If you want to have the accountability, the PDFs, whatever it is, then you pay the $7. If you don't want to, you still can do it. There's nothing preventing you from doing it. And yeah, you finish it, you download it, and you start watching it every night. I am also going to add what I told you guys yesterday about the video that I had seen on Tony Robbins about incantations, I think it's how you say it. And just watch it, because maybe you feel inspired to record your own voice and put it on top of your mind movie, and that would be pretty cool. You don't have to share with anybody, but it's just cool for you to have and kind of listen to your voice saying it. It's a little bit more anchoring, I want to say. So let me know if you have any questions on your mind movie, on how to do it, on what to add to it, so that I can answer them now that we are here. Let me know. I keep on getting invitations. To battle people in lives. I don't want to do that. It's like not my thing. So you can no questions, are we good? Maybe as you start doing it, you'll have a few more questions. Just be mindful of there's no wrong way of doing it, and just take a few minutes, look for the elements. Look how cool you can find any type of element in Canva. Look, I put this up for you guys to see it. So here you can put any type, let's see, women, entrepreneur. You can put any type seal of anything that resonates with you. You can put meditation if that is your, look, if that is your, then you would, any, there's so many. Okay, it says live will end. I need you to please tap the screen so that the live doesn't end. Yeah, there's so many. They're so good. Look, there's another one here. If you're like, okay, I really want to get into my meditation practice, and I really want to get into my meditation practice, and I want to visualize myself in meditation. Let's see what else. They have so many. Anyone that you can imagine, they have it. If you're like, you know what, this year I want to meditate, I don't know, in Costa Rica, in a forest, whatever it is. So you can do that. If you want a new home, a certification, let's see, they have all the ones that you like. If you're like, oh, what would it feel like to wake up in, I don't know, a home that has this view. Take your time, because I want you to be like really as precise as possible. And we still have August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. How would it feel like, right? Let's see, let's put even magnetic women. Let's see what it says. A magnet. This, I love using this one just because this one is like what I think I have to feel to attract something to me. So that one I can use, there's, no, it's probably going to have to be, if you want to build a community, right? For me, my school community is really important right now. So I could put maybe one of these, which represents the community that I'm building. Sorry, it's okay, Sam, my love. Maybe Sam wants, I don't know, a bigger law firm, right? Let's just say. Or, I don't know, she wants to be, yeah, so this would be, she could put it here, right, as a representation of the law firm, or signing an incredible contract, or whatever it is, right? Take your time. This is like a fun activity to do. It's really, really fun. And what else? The only thing that I do want you to always, like, the rule is you start with mandalas, you finish with it. So you can add as many pictures as you want. I don't think you need to go like super overboard, but let's put it here. I don't know why it didn't let us. There we go. So you can add as many as you want. Just make sure that I wouldn't go like above 6 or 7. It doesn't matter, as many as you want, but you always start with this and you always finish with this. Those are like the most important things and crucial things, nothing else. And if there's a song that evokes something in you, or if there's a song that you really like that, makes you feel so in love, appreciated, a good emotion, then you can just import the sound to Canva and then just add it to your mind movie. I'm doing this tonight. My own law firm. There you go, Sam. That's it. And you want, if you want that, so you're gonna put it like, what is your last name? Let's say Gutierrez. So Gutierrez law firm, and then Miami, Florida. Like, you want to be as precise as possible. So you put that there. I don't know, things like that. That's super cool. It's amazing. It's super effective. It works. And if you have, again, any type, is it here? No, it's here. Yeah. Is it here? Yeah. Any type of, if you're not, so look, in the GPT, you can say, I need a bit more. On the images or pictures I want. Hold on. Movie. You can ask this like any question, and so images are the language of the subconscious. The clearer and more emotionally resonant they are, the more your nervous system will align with the frequency of your vision. So let's co-create a visual storyboard. We'll pull the categories below. You'll choose or describe images that evoke the feeling of your future, not necessarily literal representations, okay? So do this because this will even help you. So the morning ritual. Do you see a soft sunlight streaming through linen curtains, a cup of tea by a window, a serene meditation space with candles? This sounds amazing. This is how I want my day to start. What image would feel like this is how I start my soul-aligned day? So you can ask any questions. Would you like me to help you find visuals? Yes, help me find. I can't see. I have to find a better way of doing it. Visuals for my morning, what was it that they said? Morning ritual. Or better yet, create a few visuals that represent this. Let's see. Oh, you're very welcome, Barb. This is such a fun activity, and it actually works, and it gets you like in the best mood. It's like allowing you to dream. I don't know how else to say it. So the GPT will actually like even create little images that you can also download and put, or you can ask it for what words can I search on Canva Elements to find videos or images that represent my morning ritual. So let's just give it a second to see what it came up with, but you can also do that, and it will tell you what exactly to search inside of Canva, which is pretty cool. Hold on. Okay, so it's literally creating the visual, but let's also, as soon as it creates it, let's see what it says with regards to the images, because I think that's a pretty cool one. And again, you can tailor it as much as you want, as little as you want, it doesn't matter. There's also AIs, I think Gemini, which is the one for Google, that will literally create this picture but of you. So when you see it, when you see yourself in that future representation of what it is, whether you know it or not, remember we talked about this at the beginning. That's why I gave you guys like a little class at the beginning of this live, because when you know those things, you know that when you see that picture of yourself, right, and just the open-ended questions that you ask, how would this feel like in my body? Would I be at peace? Would I be in the present moment? Would I be energized? Would I be motivated? Those open-ended questions change neural pathways in the brain. This is neuroscience. And when we change anything in the brain, when we evoke an emotion, the body decodes that emotion into chemicals. So instead of stress and cortisol and adrenaline, dopamine, good dopamine, the sensation that we are in the present moment at peace. This image for me feels so like I can breathe better, right? I don't know for you guys, but that's what I feel my meditation, like it feels so good in my body. And this could be your prayer time as well, like that's perfectly fine. I believe Gemini, let's do this quickly to see if Gemini will put it in your own. You can upload this picture and upload a picture of yourself, and it will give you the same exact image, you meditating. How cool is that, right? Like you do it. Okay, so here is what they said. So it said, great question. Here are emotionally rich and specific search terms you can use on Canva to find images of short videos that match the vibe of your ideal morning ritual. So look, let's just choose morning glow aesthetic, because we're aesthetic and that's what we like. So wait, here in my Canva, here, sorry, okay. In the elements, let's just copy over what that says and look at the videos. How incredible is that? So if you want to say that you want to start your morning with a cup of coffee, or you want to start your morning reading a book, this is being pasted over our mandala. We cannot have that, because remember that these two things are what create the trance state. Like, so let's put it there. Let's say that we want to start our morning with this. Set video as background. And or let's see, what else do we have? We have like so many different ones. Let's see what ChatGPT, what else they gave us. These are some of the questions that you're gonna also get in your workbook. And the old pattern is, when I feel overwhelmed, I shut down or self-sabotage by numbing on my phone. New reframe: it's safe to feel overwhelmed and stressed, and I still choose to breathe in and out of my heart for 3 minutes, because I know it regulates my nervous system, brings me back into the present moment, and that is the highest way I can show up for myself. Or I still choose to speak positively about myself. Those small changes that seem like insignificant or small, you have no idea how that can rewire a belief that is stored in your nervous system from when you were a young child. And you don't rewire beliefs or change through force or judgment. It's the complete opposite. So those questions are going to help you. Wait, let's see, what else did ChatGPT tell us for the meditation? Oh, peaceful woman meditating at home. Let's see this one. And then you only need to choose one. For you ideally want to have in your mind movie, something professional, something relationship, something with regards to you. For me, like the Pilates thing is like a big thing now for me. So you don't have to have like a 10. One can represent the whole thing. So here are the videos, and here you're going to be able to see, like, let's see that I want this one. And let's say that I want set video background. And again, I believe that you can, I'm sure that you can make this video in Gemini with yourself, which would be pretty cool, right? So you have all these, anyone that you want to choose. And then again, the only rule is we end with the kaleidoscope, and I wonder why it doesn't let me move it from there. We end with the kaleidoscope and we begin with the kaleidoscope because of what it does to our analytical mind. The music preferably is going to be fast in the images and slow in the kaleidoscope. So let's say for here, this kaleidoscope should be at least 45 seconds. It's 41, so that's how you change it. You go up to at least 45. Those are like the only two little rules. And then the music for the kaleidoscope, you want it to start. You're just going to move it a little bit to start here and to go up to the images. And then the music for, I think we could just copy it from here and move it over. Let's see. Can we? Why doesn't it let me open? I guess I would have to go into audio again. I'm sure you can do it, but oh, look, it even has music of, wow, I didn't know that, of women meditating at home. I guess with every image there is a music. Oh, a Zen meditation. Let's see. Healing stress. Oh my god, so cool. I didn't know. Open your heart. This is good for the what is it? Kaleidoscope binaural beats. Let's see if we have audios for that. I love that vibe and aesthetic. Yeah, right? So cool. So look, let's see. These are the data. This is good. Okay, so this is what I would put, but only on my, here we go. So my mandala would start with 1. My kaleidoscope would start with that, right? Or your voice, doesn't matter. Your mantra that you're gonna create, which is pretty cool. And then when it goes to images, it is gonna go a little bit faster. Right, you want that, like a little bit faster, you want that. And then again, it's gonna end with the kaleidoscope. And last thing, in the kaleidoscope, you can choose whichever one you desire. There are so many. Again, this is how our cells look like within. Patterns above patterns. I can never get that out of my mind from Dr. Joe's video events. So let's see. And you can make it a little bit less. And you would gaze into that. This is the one that we chose. This is a good one. This is the one that I had for my mind movie. I recognized it. You see? Right away. So you just make it as big as this. How miraculous and beautiful. Do you change the music? No, I left all the music for the slides. I left it all the same. Look, it's the blue one. Where I change it is with the kaleidoscope, because I want it to be a slower, like binaural beats would be perfect. But the rest, I make it a little bit faster. So this is the one that I have for my movie, and always a little bit slower. And that's it. You're not going to do this. Okay, disclaimer. You are not going to do this driving while you're doing something. This is true that it can produce a trance-like state. So you're going to do this when you are already highly suggestible in the morning and at night. Okay? This is important, because this will put you into a trance state. It is one of the most incredible ways to become highly suggestible, rewire your subconscious mind, and manifest with what you desire, regulate your nervous system, the whole 9 yards. But you are not going to do this while you are driving or hectic or anything like that, okay? And you're doing this at your own risk. I think that I have to give this disclaimer. But it's really cool if you, I wonder if there's a heart opener, heart coherence. Let's see if there is a heart coherence one that you guys could see, because I feel like that helps so much, like the visual. I don't know about you, but let me see. Maybe we can create one on with Gemini. This is too fast. You're not going to get into a trance state. If you are doing, this one I didn't like. If you are doing like heart coherence, or if you want to start feeling your heart and you put this, set as video background. I'm in your face, right, guys? I'm sorry. And hold on, let me make this a little bit smaller, slower. Okay. If you are there and you start imagining what would that feel like in my heart, you're going to feel it. You're activating your heart, because where you take your energy is where you take your thoughts, is where you take your energy. If you start feeling, and I would make this a little bit even slower, because it's a little bit fast to activate your heart. There we go. And you just start like tuning into how that would feel. You will feel it. And then let's see, what other one? I want to see if you can, this one, oh, beautiful. Oh my God, this is a great one. Set video as background. And This is, can we make it a little bit longer? 20 seconds. Can we slow it down a little bit? Yes. There we go. When somebody says heart coherence, just imagine that in your heart. So cool. Let me see if there's any other one. For the heart, let's see. Electromagnetic field. These are always cool to see. Human electromagnetic field. Let's see. Let's just put human. And you can look around and play with it. Let's put manifestation. I wonder what comes out. Let's see all the videos. So maybe these you could use if, let's say that you wanted to make your meditation or your prayer like an everyday thing, right? Every day, if you wanted to connect with source, with the divine, with God, and make it like really manifestation daily. Let's just see what it says. And make it like your daily thing. Or if you wanted to reach your goals and become more organized, then this would be like a cool little reminder. It's like a representation of that desire that you want. So yeah, you can just play with it. There's so much. You don't have to spend all day, but you know, you want to play with this. We've been doing it together and you guys are like super into it. I'm super into it. So take a little bit of time today and practice it. I will do as much as you can. I'm going to post the link to the GPT inside of the school community and play with that around if you need to. If you're like, no, I feel confident, don't worry. Do as much as you can. I'm going to put together the 3 videos that we did on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I'm going to put them on YouTube so that you can go over it if you want to. I'm not going to edit it. It's just going to be how we've been doing this. It's like an inner thing for us. And yeah. And then I realized that my Healy is not charged. But I will be back tomorrow and we'll do a Sunday reset and a meditation. Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. A Sunday reset and a meditation. This week, I have a winner, which is Ginger from our accountability and participation school community. My love, I'm going to send you your gift card. So every week, there's a $25 gift card winner. And then once a month, there is somebody that wins a session with me, whether it's coaching or energetic or business coaching, whatever the person wants. And Ginger won for this week. Probably for next week as well. She's always participating and always so helpful, the whole 9 yards. And then tomorrow we'll do a little Sunday reset. We will, I'm not sure if we will, we'll do it on TikTok and then it will stay inside of the community so that you guys can practice it every Sunday. Life changer. That is so cool. That has really, really, really helped me. Before I was a do it all or nothing. So if I didn't accomplish the 100 things that I wanted to, then it was like a nothing. And that Sunday reset really changed the game for me. So I'll share it with you guys in case that you want to do that. Other than that, that's it, my loves. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to post the link inside of the community. If you have any questions in school, let me know and I'm going to go have lunch, all the whole thing, and then I will be back later today, like around 4, to check in on any messages inside of the community. Bye, guys. I hope that you liked today's little training.